Welcome back to another Toltec Astrology. Today we're going to be diving deep into Britney Spears' astrology and birth chart. We're going to get an inside look at some of her motivations, some of the challenges she's faced in her life, and how she can best move through energy now and in the future. The thing is, with celebrities, we don't really know who they are. We have an idea of who they are through interviews, documentaries, and paparazzi pictures, but we don't really have an inside view as to how these people are behind closed doors. So if you put a lot of stock into astrology, this video is for you. I'm Britney freaking Chavez, and I keep the Tonalpohualli. I like to follow Toltec astrology and the sacred calendar. I post every single day to Patreon about the energy of the day, and every 13 days I update you on what the calendar is doing and how you can best align yourself to the energies that are coming towards us. If you're watching this video right now, leave a comment on it and let me know whose astrology I should look at next. Okay, let's jump right in. Here's a picture of Britney Spears' chart. As you can see, she's got a lot of placements on both the north and the south side of this chart. And of course, we've talked about this in the past, but when there's a lot of placements that are kind of opposing each other, sometimes that can mean that there's like a conflict between who this person is inside and who this person shows the world that they are. We also see that Britney Spears' Lord of the Night placement is facing the west direction. This placement could mean that Britney's shadow self or hidden self, I think there's a lot about her that we just have not yet uncovered. I feel like with all of the news, the documentaries, and the court cases, a lot of times Britney's power has been taken from her, and people have been led to make assumptions about the type of person who she is, and she hasn't really had a lot of opportunity to speak for herself about her life. It makes me wonder if in the coming times she will have some sort of documentary or interview that is done on her own terms, where we really get a really good inside look about her upbringing, who she is, and how she became the person that she is today. The first thing that we're going to look at is Britney's year placement. Now, Britney is another year north person. And of course, I call year north people the survivalist year. These people are really hardy. People who were born in year north years oftentimes are fraught with many challenges. And these challenges are kind of like a crucible that really shift and shape this person into the expression of who they are today. Challenges give people the unique opportunity to prove themselves. Challenges are a way that you can develop your character and show people what you're really made out of. A lot of year north people have very heavy lives or very dark things that happen to them, especially at a young age. So this makes me wonder if some of her childhood pressures and stresses contribute to kind of her state of being at the moment. The next placement that we're going to look at is Britney Spears' Lord of the Night. Now, this is the first of a few placements on her chart that show a lot of instability in energy. Britney Spears' Lord of the Night is Tonalpohualli, the goddess of confessions. This is a goddess that is very passionate and has a lot of moving energy. Of course, the Lord of the Night placement shows us our shadow self, who we really are. And this can be good information to find about yourself because it can help you figure out where you should direct your focus when you do shadow work. People born with the Tonalpohualli Lord of the Night placement are often extremely passionate people that enjoy lots of chaos in their life. They enjoy shaking things up and shaking up the energy. They like a lot of times being the center of attention and having all eyes on them. A lot of people who are born under Tonalpohualli try to balance all of their passions and their chaotic energy with art and with music and things like that. And Britney also has quite a few charts that denote beatification in music and art and culture. So I do think that her birth chart just shows us that she has a lot of creative energy and a lot of energy, really charisma and the ability to drive and to connect with people. The next thing that we're going to look at is Britney Spears' Venus placement. Britney's Venus placement is another evening star. And of course, evening star folks are well loved by everybody. The Venus placement denotes your style of communication and how you relate to other people, other groups, other organizations. Evening star folks are really good at making judgments. Like, they are very good judges of character, and they typically are very wise and very smart, well beyond their years. If these people manage to get in front of the public eye, eye, like if they go viral or something like that, these people often stay in the public eye because once people find who they are, they just can't get enough of them. And of course, this very well describes Britney's especially earlier life in the 90s and in the early 2000s, where like she was a sensational pop star and nobody could get enough of her music. Everybody idolized and objectified her. And I think that ultimately all of that kind of energy that went towards her and a combination with that and her other placements that show a lot of passion and chaotic energy, I think that ultimately led to a lot of her downfall and a lot of the problems that we saw later in her life, especially in terms of all of her mental health. A really quick note, I just want to say that celebrities are people too. And whether you love or hate Britney Spears, you can't deny the fact that people have done some really messed up things to her. And I think that while birth charts are a good way to kind of see the energy and the circumstances that surround somebody, I think that unfortunately Britney Spears is a horrible example of what society can really do to you. Here we see this person with all these really beautiful placements, and she was destined. She was destined from the moment she was born to be some sort of entertainer, some sort of person who brings art and culture into our existence. And we don't deserve her. We do not deserve Britney. She's always been an amazing symbol of tenacity and of strength, and to me, of just like divine feminine energy. I grew up watching Britney Spears dance and make music and perform, and I know that she was very influential to me when I was growing up. It was very good for me to see somebody who is so confident with their body and who is so passionate about just creating music and entertaining people. So whether you love or hate Britney, it doesn't really matter. I really feel like people should treat her better and at least consider the fact that she is a human too, and we all make mistakes, and some of us go through times of challenge and imbalance. I hope that she gets all of the help that she needs and that she lives a long and fruitful life, and that we continue to support her in an honoring way in our society instead of what we've done to her in the past, especially in terms of tabloids and paparazzi. The next placement we're going to look at is Britney's Trecena. Now again, the Trecena is the 13-day period, almost like a month in the Tonalpohualli. So Britney was born in the Tonalpohualli rabbit Trecena. Again, people born in the rabbit Trecena, these are people who are very high energy. A lot of times they're people who like to have all eyes on them. They enjoy performing, they enjoy the limelight, and above all, these people are blessed with that beatification energy that I was talking about before. These people are set out to show us everything about art and culture and to push the boundaries of what art and culture and beauty means in our society. Many rabbit Trecena people are very good at using their body, especially through creative expression. So a lot of these people are dancers, or they move their body in some way that is inspirational. So yoga instructors or, dance instructors, some sort of fitness person. But a lot of times they are very coordinated and they have a good energy configuration that keeps them in balance the more that they use their bodies. Well, that's some information about her physique and coordination, if you will. Tonalpohualli people are also very kind, very beautiful, and very sensitive people. Sometimes rabbit people are so sensitive that they deny themselves. They feel that they can keep better alignment with their family members and with their communities if they just don't tell people their true feelings. I think especially if you're a rabbit Trecena person, that you should work on creative expression, especially expressing your needs, expressing your thoughts, and making sure that you're not repressing who you are to try to keep the peace. Rabbit Trecena people are very high moving energy, as I said before. These people need to learn the value of slowing down and resting and nurturing. A lot of times, balance between nurturing themselves, creative expression in art, and keeping their needs met and their needs well communicated can keep a Tonalpohualli person in very good harmony and alignment with their own being. Britney's day sign is a Tecpottle Flint. I remember in my last video, we went over the Tecpottle Flint day sign placement for Meghan Markle. And like I said in my last video, I do not envy anybody who is a Tecpottle Flint placement, especially for a day sign. The Tecpottle sign is this mark of perfectionism. So these people are very good at order. They're very good at, looking at power structures and seeing where they can fit into that power structure. A lot of Tecpottle Flint people end up totally overthrowing power structures. And I think that that is a very valid energy and theme in Britney's life, because I feel like, again, she's this very big, divine feminine energy. And I think that the more that we learn about her, especially about the more darker themes in her life and the more darker areas of her life, the more that we find out, the more that people are really seeing her as this empowering energy. And really, she has been this kind of symbol, in my mind anyways, of just destroying the patriarchy and, down with people who oppress women. I remember that back in the day, a lot of people made fun of Britney Spears because there was always things in the tabloids about her being unstable, whatever, emotionally or what have you. And so people made fun of her. They made fun of her for the things that she wore. They made fun of her for the way that she took care of her children. The paparazzi chased her incessantly. And I feel like a lot of that contributed to her downfall. So again, these are people too. Celebrities are people too. And I think that Britney has her own unique set of challenges that she's facing. And one of them is that I think she's very critical of herself, or at least, that's the energy configuration that she was born in. And when you're a perfectionist, it's very hard to get a grip on like reality and the way that everybody else sees the world. If you're a perfectionist, you just like spend so much energy and you never think that you're good enough. So that's kind of another shadow aspect of the tech bottle people, is they can be very super vain. They can have this energy or alignment where they have a need to keep everything just so in a certain way. And a lot of times if you focus your energy on perfection, it's hard to focus on other things. So I can only imagine the pressures that this woman has felt throughout all of her life, just the pressures of society, the pressures of being a beautiful person, a beautiful performer in a time when society, especially the patriarchal society, just kind of put her down for her body and put her down for the way she chose to use her body and for the way she chose to express herself. So again, I just want to say that these tech bottle Flint people, a lot of times while they are perfectionists, they make really big statements in life about how to restructure the order of society. So with Meghan Markle, we saw her tech bottle placement where she kind of subverted a lot of the authority and order of the royal family. And here we see Britney Spears, and she totally flips the patriarchy on its head, especially the more oppressive tabloids and paparazzi. So I think that Britney Spears paved the way for people like Billie Eilish and other really great creatives who are able to express themselves in their body a lot more and a lot different than they were when Britney Spears was super famous in the 90s. She really is a trailblazer against the patriarchy in my mind anyways, and she is a very big feminist symbol. The last thing that we can look at is Britney Spears's Galactic Tone. And the Galactic Tone is kind of like an energy of your life path or how you deal with and interact with energies. So the Galactic Tone really explains a lot of your way of being. Britney is a Galactic Tone of 11, which means she was born on the 11th day of the rabbit Trecena. Tone 11 people represent potential, change, progress, and liberation. I think that Britney is a really big mover and a really big shaker. I think that most of her life has been a big statement on how to change things and how to change how we view even self-expression or femininity in our society. Again, Tone 11 people are marked by a lot of moving energy. And this is the third placement that we've gone over on her chart that denote that kind of frequency in her. So she is a game changer. She always has been, and I think that she always will be. Tone 11 people are excellent manifestors. If they put their mind to something, they can make it happen. But the downside of that is if you get stuck in a bad energy rut and you're a Tone 11 person, you can also attract a lot of negativity into your life. Now, remember, I don't really believe in negativity. I believe that all of the things that we attract into our existence, all of our experiences, all of our lessons, even the most painful ones in our lives, they teach us something or they change the world in our communities and the places that we're a part of. I wish Britney the best, and I hope that the people who watch this video think a little bit differently about her after seeing this. Maybe this video gave you a couple more insights onto who she really is as a person and what she's faced. If you love this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That really helps my channel. I go live every Thursday and do free intuitive readings for the channel. Be sure to stick around because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Bye, friends.